Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky, and I am a living Christ. The subject I should like to speak of today is balance, spiritual balance. What does that mean? For many of you, vast numbers of you, you have no idea what balance is. You live in the satanic teeter-totter of opposites. Opposition is your way of life. There is the duality of you and the not you, which is nothing more than your own projected views, intellectual views, based on the fantasy of a world based in ideas, concepts, words, rules, laws, restrictions that ever enclose upon you, stripping away your space, your infinite wisdom of non-duality that you possess. But you have been made to doubt yourself, and it's been done through the medium of indoctrination, of education. You've all gone to school. That is where you learned how to be unbalanced. You learned the pressures of duality, of conforming to an idea, a dead concept. You live in a world based in dead concepts, words, ideas, rules, laws, all man-made, intellectually generated. How did you get there? You see, prior to your leaving your subconscious mind, which is the mind of truth, the mind of non-duality, you experience the realm of what is, infinite what is. Then you left it. You fled the tree of life, the subconscious mind, in search of excitement, the excitement of opposition, contrast, division, duality. That's hell. You left the tree of life for the tree of knowledge, of duality, of good and evil. That is the world that you have adopted for yourself, and you call it civilized. Well, welcome to civilized life on Earth. Most of you will not understand a word that I'm saying because it runs counter to your lifelong satanic conditioning, your social conditioning, your political conditioning, your religious conditioning. The pigeonholing of your behavior patterns, which are identifiable as egos. You live in the world of egos, contrasting egos. Therefore, you live in the world of violence, competition. You declare war on each other in your efforts to conquest. to subvert another who is merely your own projection. We are all one. That is the mystery that has eluded civilized man since the beginning of time. There's only the oneness of God. God is all there is, and all illusions are but fragmented thoughts, fantasies, which encapsulate the energy of that oneness. We all want to be loved. We all want to be successful. What does that mean? Understand? Immediately there is the challenge that is thrown down of one who aspires to being loved. But first, one must love to be loved. What does that mean? One must be based in truth, the non-dualistic world, energy, infinite intelligence, God. And each of you have that within your subconscious mind. But as I have said earlier, you have forgone that non-duality in search of excitement. Well, you found it. That's what civilized life is all about, excitement, because it's dualistic. It's full of fragmented confusion, trying to bring everything back into a state of oneness, a state of understanding. But you find that as long as you remain in your conscious intellect, you cannot attain that non-dualistic grasp of what is understanding. And so you act in confusion. Everything that you hold to yourself as guidelines is designed to keep you in dualistic conflict. That's what belonging to groups based in satanic thought, such as government and religion, are. You will never find love in dualistic institutions with its rules and regulations and their demand that you conform to them, to be acceptable to them. You're being controlled. You create that division. You create your own hell by your split consciousness. Well, you call it conscience, good and evil. That's dualistic to begin with. That's satanic. That's your first self-deception. You believe. You see, you live in a world of belief. You believe in words. All believers are satanic, dead, living dead persons created by institutions which are fictional, such as governments and religions, banking. It's all fantasy. Your life on earth is a fantasy because it's based in duality, birth and death, a beginning and an end. So it cannot be truth. You see, truth is everlasting, eternal, non-dualistic. How many of you live in that realm of consciousness? You all regard this living Christ and his comments, his energy, vessels, his words, as out of the box. And you're quite right. My consciousness is out of the box. The box is your dualistic conditioning, your fictional ideas that you adhere to with fear that if you do not abide by them, you shall be punished. And punished you will be. That's your civilized world. It's false. I have been talking to you now for 25 years. I haven't made a dent in you. The civilized world, based in believers, is the world of stupidity. And how backward is that? That stupidity is promoted as being intelligence, intellectual intelligence, the kind of intelligence you find in schools, in educators, in professors, in philosophers. These are all based in the fantasy of thought. And thought is only present in the after moment of intellect. There is no thought in the subconscious mind. There's only the energy which is unnamed, unlabeled. And once you label that energy of love, infinite love, unbounded love, you make it a dualistic concept. You create the idea of love. Well, the idea can never be that which it represents. That's the first observation that one makes when one steps out of the satanic, confused intellect that has been programmed, manipulated, that creates your ego. Your ego is just after moment thought, based in energies that serve you when you live in a world of dualistic confusion. That's what an ego is. And you find that your ego is always in conflict with other egos. It is impossible for egos to find love, to find the oneness of truth, for their egos don't exist. However, the energy that is experienced is encapsulated in thought and created into an ego. Many of you look at this living Christ as the epitome of ego, of the know-it-all. Nothing can be further than the truth. I don't know anything except that which is necessary for me to operate in hell with you, who don't even know you're in hell. I cannot explain your confusion to you. I can only point out that you are confused, and it is only you who can rescue yourself, save yourself, redeem yourself from your own confusion of a dualistic intellect, and break the satanic conditioning that has made you a slave, an after-moment fantasy slave that creates the fictional life that you call civilized. I've said a great deal in that, and damn near none of you understand what I really said. Oh, you feel the energy of my words, but you cannot reconcile what you experience in my energy. For I speak non-dualistically. I am just a simple man of truth. I'm a Christ. That's what a Christ is. You are all Satanists, but with the exception of very, very few. That's the problem that we face in these videos. Those who control your mind have a design, a purposeful design, to discredit, to diminish the credibility of this living Christ. And you see it in the satanic attack over the last 25 years to undermine the truth of this living Christ. First, by libel, by attack, by false stories, false biographies, false creations of backgrounds that have no foundation in this living Christ's life. But you don't know any different. All you know is words, and you treat those words according to your own definitions. And so you either believe or you don't believe. That's the nature of confusion. This is not. You don't understand anything. You aren't at one with anything. You don't know, very few of you understand the energy of love, true love. You are so enmeshed in the fantasy of the ideas of love, which are mere fictions. And that is the basis of your fictional world, the world of duality, the world of hell, the killing, the crime, the argument can all be reduced to duality. Understand that? The conflict, where two cannot merge as one. For if they merged as one, that would be love. And you'll not find that in words. You find that when one goes beyond the word and acts in the spirit of oneness, of love. Now you'll note that I don't attack anyone. I merely mirror that which is directed toward this living Christ in attack. And it reflects that which stands before the mirror of truth. That's as simple as it is. I have been demonstrating that for 25 years. None of you get it. You're still enmeshed in your act of judgment, of duality, of projected limited thinking that you identify with, your ego-based ideas. That keeps you in hell. And it doesn't matter what is the quality of your life, whether you're rich, whether you have everything that you would dream of, or whether you're at the depths of poverty. You're merely in a segment of your own self-created hell. And for one to be rich in a world of poverty, there must be exploitation, there must be advantage, unfair advantage taken by those who profit from such confusion. That you'll find in your institutions of power, government, religion, banking, and corporations. They're all based in the commonality of slavery, of duality. That's hell. And you participate in that hell through your own consent. Generally because you live in fear, and that too is based in duality, the unknown. Dealing with the unknown, making it known so that you can deal with it. That is civilized life, and that's a fantasy. That's what you call life, that is experienced in birth and death. You rejoice in birth. You welcome the spirit of oneness into your hell. That's what you're rejoicing. And you mourn those who are freed of the obstacles of hell. When they die, you mourn that. It's all backward. This life is hell. So why would you rejoice when you have energy that enters into this limited aspect of duality? Because there's power there. You love infants because they can be manipulated, they can be formed by your concepts. Think not? Watch your grandmother. One who is finding herself at an older age, has lost some of her capacity. She thrives on that baby. She thrives on the energy that can be received from that baby. And she tries to create that in her own image. That's hell. That's not love. That's hell. Break free of your backward world that you call civilized and be as one in your non-dualistic mind, and find out that you have always existed and shall always exist. That's what love is. That's what truth is. Unchangeable, despite the events of obstacles thrown out by the intellectual mind. You want liberation from this hell? Watch this living Christ's videos, which are being attacked by those who control your minds now, the Satanists, who control your destiny through mind control, intellectual mind control, education, media, talk shows. They're all mind control apparatus designed to create the illusions that you believe your world to be. You see, your quality of life is determined by the thoughts that you hold. And if somebody has control over those thoughts, they control you. That is the nature of satanic mind control. This living Christ is the antidote. So, those of you who are enmeshed in power, satanic power, you are disturbed greatly by the words of this Christ. And rightfully, as you should be, because you're not real. You're not true. You are the epitome of deception, deceit. You hide behind images, words. You cloak yourself with clothing, power. Those are all images. They mean nothing. In actuality, in truth, that is what you seek to attain. The non-dualistic truth, heaven on earth, what is? Love, cooperation. Well, look at what you create. Actually create. You create ambition, conflict, confusion, power. You are the creator of your own hell. When you believe, do not understand, do not grasp anything holistically, wholly, but merely fragmentarily believe it to be true. That is the nature of belief, the satanic nature of belief. It never deals with truth. It deals with the particular rendition of truth that gives that limited intellect power. But that power exists only in hell. And you must consent, you must agree to be a member, a person, a believer in hell. If that's what you want, you're welcome to it.